So when I'm on the door, I like to create a problem and a solution and make it as clear as I can. You have no relevance being on the door or talking to that customer if that person doesn't feel like they have a problem that needs fixed. And I was taught at a young age that if you want to sell a product, don't sell a product, sell the problem that your product solves. And so I spend more energy and time trying to sell the idea that something that they're doing right now isn't right or it's not good. In this case, the utility bill being too high, rising costs. My language is designed to talk about the problem in a fear-based mindset, and here's why. And then I also want to talk about fear in a social bandwagoning language. So an example is when I say something about the utility company, I'm going to say, hey, everybody out here is freaking out because they've seen what's happened in California and they don't want to experience the same kind of price hikes where they're seeing an 80% price increase over the last 10 years. And in California, because of the fires, even more than that. So whenever I talk about fear, I want to relate it to third-party language. I don't want it to come from me directly. I want them to feel it. And then when I create the solution, my transition is very simple to the solution. So here's the pain, here's the problem. I want to talk about that first. And people are much more willing to listen to the problem and the pain than they are solutions. They want to shut solutions down right away because that's just your pitch, that's how you make money. And so if you can do an 80-20, 80% build a problem and then 20% is the solution. The solution doesn't need a ton of power and energy behind it if you build the problem or the fear really strong. The antidote or the solution is just naturally the solution. So sell the problem really, really well, talk about it, use visual language. We don't move people emotionally by using static words. Static words are just boring words. When we talk about the word kilowatts, we talk about photovoltaic. These are just data words that don't create a visual in the customer's mind. So if you want to do a really good job at influencing people and creating an emotional experience, people make decisions and they're moved by the emotion that they feel. And that emotion comes from visuals in their head. And so try to pick out and calculate the words that you're using on the door. When you're creating a problem and you're creating the solution, use visual words. They're going to play like a projector in the mind's eye of a consumer. Be thoughtful about your word choice because it's going to make a big difference on how well you're able to influence people to make decisions. By nature, people are procrastinators. They don't want to make improvements in their life. There's a lot of fear in change, and so we need them to feel more fear in not changing than taking a step forward.
No, not too much.
Okay, so they're doing a price hike. It's pretty aggressive, and a lot of people are just trying to get away from that. They already feel like power prices are really high, especially with the peak rate out here up to 24 cents a kilowatt hour. Power prices jump four times from morning all the way till noon. Noon is when everybody wants to use their power. And so what's going on in the summertime, everyone's getting dinged really hard to use their energy to actually keep their home cool. And with this other price hike that's coming up again, people are trying to find a way to get away from it. The problem is that APS is a monopoly out here, and so a lot of people are just looking at what their options are. Outside of APS, there's no other power companies. And so what people are doing out here, they don't want to buy solar panels because they're really expensive. They just want to buy cheaper power. And so that's why we're getting a lot of calls. I don't know if you've heard us or seen us around. I'm sure you've seen a lot of the solar trucks out here.